Dex taunts Cassius about the embarrassment of losing again. He challenges her to do her best. Cassius screams in absolute fury. Blue and gold energy collide in the night. Cassius thinks about how unfair it is. Her skill Quick Pull allows rapid weapon switching, but Dex's weapon actually changes form entirely. She realizes she can't match his speed with just Quick Pull, but she refuses to give up. She needs to win this. Dex mocks her for stopping. Cassius asks what that skill is. Dex reveals it is King of 10,000 Soldiers. Cassius calls him lucky to get such a caliber of skill. She nervously laughs that luck is a skill too. She admits he makes her panic. She drops her bamboo spear. She declares she will go all out. Dex realizes it will be impossible to catch her with normal skills. He wonders what she has up her sleeve. Cassius screams and pushes harder. Her eyes burn with 20 years of rivalry. She refuses to lose to him again. She activates a hidden technique. Her body moves faster than the eye can track. Dex barely reacts as her blade grazes his neck. The system flashes a critical hit warning. Cassius stands behind him breathing heavily. She whispers that this time it is different. Dex touches his neck and looks at the blood. His expression shifts from playful to serious. He grips his golden weapon tighter. The final exchange is about to begin. Dex notices the mood suddenly change. He feels a bad vibe and decides to probe a bit. He asks Cassius if she got that sword as a quest reward. Cassius is suspicious, asking if he is trying to buy time. Dex insists she just tell him. Cassius confirms it. She explains it was a reward from a weird bum after clearing a quest. All-Weapon Master Calypso gets excited inside Dex's head. Calypso requests that Dex ask what she did to the necklace that came with the sword. Dex asks if a necklace came with it. Cassius asks how he knows that. Dex dismisses it and asks what she did with it. Cassius explains she received a necklace, but it was an unappraised item. The store owner didn't have an appraisal skill, so she needed a scroll. Dex looks horrified, realizing what happened. He asks what she did. Cassius asks if there was a need to buy an expensive appraisal scroll. Since the necklace didn't look nice, she just pawned it off. She got around 15 bronze for it. Dex is absolutely furious. Calypso is astonished. He is furious at his predecessor who sold his relic. He threatens to wring his predecessor's neck. Dex screams internally, asking what this fucker Calypso wants. Calypso requests complete possession of the player. He promises to take full responsibility for what happens after. Dex asks Elle if that is really okay. Elle is hesitant because the side effects will be huge. But since Calypso takes full responsibility, she agrees. In the name of Archangel Michael, she permits the temporary intervention. A massive golden power erupts from Dex. Cassius is shocked by the massive power and extra skills. Calypso fully heals the player. Control authority switches and body control is disabled. The player is currently in observation mode. Calypso laughs maniacally through Dex's body. He is absolutely furious that the necklace was sold. He screams that his predecessor didn't respect her teacher's love. He yells about his precious divine relics being sold to a pawn shop. Cassius is confused and angry at the nonsense he is spouting. She calls him a bastard and prepares to fight. Calypso summons a massive array of golden weapons. Cassius realizes this is the true skill of the all-weapon master. She thinks the power is completely unbalanced and overpowered. A giant glowing hand reaches out to crush her. The golden weapons rain down from the sky. The system announces she has been trapped in the array. Warning tells her to take care of her stamina. She receives critical damage from the barrage. The system declares she is in a critical state. Cassius coughs up blood, struggling to stay standing. She asks what kind of skill that was. A circle of golden lights appears around her. The nameless old sword in her hand starts to agitate. The sword is reacting strongly to something. Cassius is completely confused about what is happening. And Calypso looks down on her and calls her a pathetic thing. He mocks her for muttering because she doesn't know the truth. Dex reveals the exact name of her hidden skill. Cassius freezes in absolute shock. She cannot believe he knows the name of her secret ability. Calypso explains the true purpose of the skill. It was never meant for just swapping weapons faster. He declares his absolute will to wield every weapon in the world. Golden energy erupts from his clenched fist. He channels the strength to wield weapons forged from his own sweat and blood. Cassius stares at the glowing skill icon. She recognizes the true form of the King of 10,000 Soldiers. Calypso points directly at her. He tells her this power is what she would have gained if she followed his teachings. The realization hits her like a physical blow. She recognizes the voice and the techniques. She screams in denial as the truth crashes down on her. She looks up at Dex with wide, trembling eyes. She demands to know who he really is. Golden light flares violently around Dex. His eyes burn with an ancient and overwhelming power. Dex looks down at the defeated warrior with glowing golden eyes. He asks if she is mourning the loss of her partner. Cassius stares back in total confusion. He remarks that he would have chosen a successor with true talent if he had the time, but he lacks both time and leisure. He smiles and says he is thankful to his benefactor for letting him borrow this body. The nameless sword in her hand begins to glow with a sad blue light. A system window confirms the weapon is feeling sorrow. Dex notes that despite her clumsy appearance, her heart is in the right place. He tells the blade that it was fate for her to wield it. Cassius watches in absolute shock as he speaks directly to her weapon. Dex entrusts the girl to the blade and calls it his old friend. The system announces the nameless sword accepts her as its owner. The weapon swears its allegiance to her. Its hidden skill is instantly revealed. The item rank jumps from magic to unique. A hidden quest to find the lost necklace appears on her screen. Cassius grips the hilt tightly as she feels the emotion of the weapon. She senses its deep longing and profound sorrow. She finally understands the true meaning of her hidden class. Dex smiles at her realization and says her expression reminds him of his younger days. Red warning flashes that the all-weapon master has surpassed his time limit. Dex remarks that helping his dumb student had some merit. The divine possession effect cancels instantly. Control authority returns to the player. Dex steps out of observation mode. Dex rubs his hands together and notes Calypso ran out of power. He thanks the entity for the entertaining show. Cassius mutters the word teacher before collapsing to the ground. Dex looks down at her unconscious form. He realizes the critical state debuff must have been agonizing to endure. He calls her a poisonous woman but decides to wait for her to wake up. Dex sits beside the unconscious warrior and scolds her for selling the necklace. He calls it a classic RPG cliché that she missed completely. Cassius grumbles that her old game never had such old-fashioned plots. Dex tells her to go retrieve it from the pawn shop. She snaps back that she was already planning to do so. She asks about his true class, realizing the person she fought wasn't him. Dex admits it was closer to dying and tells her to call it a fighter hidden class. He notes her sharp intuition. Cassius laughs and points out the green poison mist is already upon them. She explains she needs 3 minutes to recover from the critical state, but the game over zone is right there. Dex sighs, admitting the results are obvious. He regrets they couldn't have a proper fight. Cassius smiles and vows to win next time. Dex feels he got the short end of the stick. He raises his bamboo spear and strikes her down. The system declares Dex the winner of the battle. He bids her farewell as she disappears. The final announcement declares Dex the last person standing. A golden crown appears on his head with the winner message. The entire tournament was broadcast live to the server. Many strong players were watching, including the highest ranker Stella. The Bamboo Spear Liberation Army preached equality to the masses. Cassius showed off her flashy skills in the third round. No one expected the newcomer Dex to take the crown. But the community reaction is pure chaos. Players spam his name in the chat. Some question if he is the same guy who crafted those broken unique items. Others notice his gear matches the mysterious user from the witch hunt. Meanwhile, trolls just mock Cassius for taking second place yet again. Viewers complain about the lack of audio during the final clash. The single nickname Dex has already caused a massive ripple effect. A girl with glasses sits at her computer screen. She realizes the opponent she faced earlier was the legendary Dex. She leans back in her chair and stretches. She is just glad she avoided the tournament. She narrowly dodged a reunion with someone she never wanted to see again. The goblin announcer flies around Dex, celebrating his victory. She hypes up the highly anticipated rewards. She summons a glowing, mysterious box with a loud bang. The system explains the box contains the items of every player he eliminated. Dex holds the box and stares at it with intense interest. The goblin tells him to pick exactly one item to copy. A holographic list of loot appears in the air. It features unique armor and rare weapons. The goblin taunts him, saying the loot should make him drool. Dex scans the list with a bored expression. He realizes the drop rates are terrible and the items are mostly trash. He wonders if there is anything decent in the pile. Suddenly his eyes widen as he spots something. Dex asks if he can pick any item from the opponents he eliminated. The goblin confirms the rule with a cheerful nod. She asks him to reveal his choice. Dex points directly at the item. The goblin screams in absolute horror. She stammers, trying to find a reason to deny him. Dex calmly points out that it is valid loot from a defeated player. He leans in with a terrifying smile and addresses her as Great Dakebinim. He reminds her of a promise she made. The goblin bursts into tears, realizing she has been checkmated. A viewer watching the broadcast wonders why the smug mascot is suddenly crying. Defeated, the goblin materializes the item. The system window confirms it is the bamboo spear. Dex grabs the weapon and laughs maniacally. He realizes the game-breaking potential is finally in his hands. His eyes sparkle with excitement. He realizes exactly what he now possesses. A suited man slams his fist down in fury. The scene cuts to a massive skyscraper labeled Arcadia Korean Branch. Inside a conference room, executives sit in tense silence. A speaker addresses the room about a serious issue. The bamboo spear event ended hours ago. Something went terribly wrong during reward distribution. A woman raises her hand, confused. She wants to know what kind of huge issue they are facing. The speaker admits the winner chose something completely unexpected. He decides to show them rather than explain. The bamboo spear item appears on the main screen. The room erupts in shock. Executives leap from their seats. Voices overlap in disbelief. Someone questions if that was even an available choice. Another realizes why this required a personal briefing. The speaker reveals the biggest problem. The instant death effect has no specified target restrictions. A woman gasps as the implication sinks in. This weapon works on unkillable bosses too. The room falls into stunned silence. The answer is yes. A man explains the worst-case scenario. If someone stabs Arcadia's guardian dragon Lord Goldria, the opponent dies instantly. He admits this is highly possible based on the code system. Another executive realizes the danger. Killing a main NPC could permanently change the entire game scenario. Someone asks if they can even go home. The man at the podium takes responsibility. He failed to catch this issue. He states an intervention is necessary. A woman with long brown hair looks on with grim determination. Blue energy surges around her. Her name appears, Alice. Alice contacts the system as a second-grade moderator. She requests to reset the event reward. The system confirms her request. Then it rejects her. The word impossible flashes in red. Alice demands an explanation. The system reveals another recorded incident. The same user was previously restricted unfairly. A promise exists that no unfair patches will be administered. A man in the room grits his teeth. Alice declares she will submit evidence. The screen cuts to black. A shadowed figure promises this is the last patch. Alice confronts manager Kwon Moo-hin. Her smile is sharp, dangerous. She reminds him she ordered restraint from intervening. She asks if he has an explanation. The manager breaks into a sweat. His face twists in panic. He stammers out the director's name. He blames everything on Dex. His voice cracks with desperation. The bamboo spear glows with blue energy below. Dex stands in a forest holding the spear. He wonders what to do with it. A white-haired companion approaches. The companion senses something wrong with the item. He questions why Dex is carrying it. A blonde girl grabs the white-haired companion. She explains the item changed when it came to this world. The spear now carries a disturbing aura. Red energy crackles around the weapon. Dex smirks. He knows choosing this was the best decision. A system notification appears. The admin requests to summon him. Dex reads the message. His expression shifts to intrigue. He accepts. The screen flashes. His skills are restricted. He is being transferred to a special realm. The darkness swallows him. A voice greets him. "Hello, Mr. Dex." A towering figure descends. An elf with flaming red hair and golden armor appears. She introduces herself as Helenia, an admin of Arcadia. She summoned him to make a deal about the bamboo spear. Dex cuts straight to the point. He asks why she called him. He notices her elf customization. Helenia admits the spear was never meant to be a reward. She reveals it would destroy Arcadia. The item needs revision. Dex asks if they want to take it away. Helenia clarifies they do not. The item is his fair and square. It was their mistake. She asks if he wants to hear the options. She smiles with confidence. 3 options appear on screen. Limit the number of uses. Limit what it can be used on, or trade it for something similar. The bamboo spear glows between each option. No matter what he chooses, the risk remains huge. Alice states the decision is up to admin Lee Myung. Dex looks unimpressed. He says none of the options are good. He asks what he receives for accepting. Helenia studies him carefully. She expected him to attack immediately. He is more level-headed than anticipated. She explains the reward will be decided by the AI. It follows the same algorithm as the goblin from the event. An acceptable reward is guaranteed. She offers a preview. A massive burst of light erupts. Dex's eyes widen in shock. He asks if they will really give him these. Helenia confirms everything stated is true. Arcadia promised fair reward distribution. And she adds one more thing. If he cooperates, she promises no more unfair patches will be given to him. Dex asks if that is her trump card. Helenia smiles. She says it is up to her. Dex questions if she has the power. She answers of course. She promises as head director of the Arcadia Korea branch. Dex freezes. His eyes widen in disbelief. He realizes who she is. Director Lee Myung, the one who rose through the ranks at a young age. Helenia turns away. She thanks him. She is sure they will meet again. Dex watches her silently. Helenia glances back. She says she looks forward to it. She vanishes into the void. The scene shifts to a massive convention hall. A sign reads Virtual Reality Technology Fair. People gather at the Arcadia booth. A presenter welcomes the crowd. She explains the item everyone is looking for. It looks similar to Arcadia's Dreamer. She holds up a sleek device. It is a virtual reality system called Lucid Dream. She begins explaining how it works. After entering Lucid Dream, when you think of an appropriate image, independent program converts that image into a graphic. Then an appropriate program is applied. A presenter explains the device simply. It is a magical device that creates worlds from imagination alone. She encourages everyone to try it at the fair. People gather around excited. A young woman guides someone into the machine. She thanks them for using the device. A young man in a hoodie lies inside the pod. He complains it is harder than advertised. It takes more energy than expected. Conjuring images is much harder than he thought. He wonders if this is the limit of his imagination. He yawns exhausted. He blames his all-nighters playing Arcadia. He wishes he did not have to come to this fair. Someone points at him. They notice he is using Lucid Dream. The video he created was over 10 minutes long. Normally that would take months. The young man gets up confused. A man with glasses approaches him. He asks for his name. The young man answers. He is Lim Yijian. He asks what the issue is. The man with glasses smiles. He says Yijian found his talent. He offers a scout deal from Arcadia. Yijian is shocked. He says he will reject it. He is too young, the man insists. He mentions the bamboo spear reward. Yijian asks if he really received that. The man with glasses gets excited. He was annoyed he could not hear the details. He begs Yijian to tell him the result. Yijian pauses. He grins wide. He says he is not going to tell him. A system notification flashes. A compromise on the item revision was made. The bamboo spear has been made single use. 1 million probability has been rewarded. Full compensation for the sudden patch has been given. 10,000 gold received. A special item appears. The secret note. It grabs the note. The note unfolds. It reads, "Please contact me if an issue occurs." A phone number follows, signed Helenia. An urgent meeting is called. A single word now spreads through every channel. Dex has appeared. Somewhere behind the static, a faceless figure grins. All personnel are summoned to Arcadia. The morning sun spills over Arcadia's streets. Knights and travelers move beneath the warm light. For a moment, everything feels peaceful. Two familiar faces lounge outside, soaking in the rare calm. Going on trips feels pointless lately, one of them admits. Then the conversation shifts. Someone brings up the Bamboo Spear event finals. Nobody expected Dex to enter that tournament, but he did, and it became unforgettable. His prize choice raises eyebrows, a simple bamboo spear, nothing flashy. The girl across from him teases the idea, calling it almost suspicious. Footsteps echo through the square. A hooded figure walks past unnoticed, or so he thinks. A sharp gasp breaks the moment. Someone freezes mid-sentence. "Isn't he Dex?" Whispers ripple through the crowd almost instantly. Eyes turn, phones rise. The streaming system locks onto him. His fist clenches beneath the hood. This is exactly what he tried to avoid. No matter where he goes, attention finds him anyway. Energy bursts through the trees. Light trails carve across the sky. A knight's silhouette flickers and vanishes. He guesses no one saw that. The skill fades. Swift steps has ended. 1400 plausibility consumed in an instant. He lands quietly among the pines, finally alone, or so it seems. A voice calls out from behind him. His master wants to know how long he'll keep worrying like this. He admits it plainly. The crowds watching him are the real issue. His companion finds that ridiculous. Why hide from fame he's already earned? She studies his expression closely. She senses something deeper, real fear. He doesn't deny it. It truly is something to fear. Both girls stare, confused. Then comes the confession. He's been stalked by obsessive fans for years now. The blonde tilts her head, baffled. Stalked? By who exactly? What is he even talking about? A chair lies overturned in an empty street. Heavy footsteps approach. He's heard reports. Dex was spotted here. He'll do a quick search. An armored man scans the area, eyes sharp and unrelenting. He stops in front of two figures. "Your face doesn't match Dex's," he says. "Explain yourselves." A woman in a witch's hat tenses beside him. Who exactly are these people? The armored man doesn't waver. "Everyone will go through identity verification. Show your faces." The witch forces a smile. "Cooperate calmly, and there won't be bloodshed." Nearby, two onlookers whisper to each other. Why are strangers suddenly hunting for Dex? One of them already knows the answer. Crazed group of fans has been stalking him. These intruders belong to a notorious new guild. Their name spreads through the crowd like a curse. What is Dex's panty color? Shortened simply to what Dex panty. The absurdity hangs in the air, back among the trees. The white-haired demon finally connects the dots. So this is the situation, she mutters. Even she admits, her master is going through hard times too. He asks what she means. She explains plainly, anyone exceptional enough draws worshippers. It's simply how existence works. He corrects her instantly, these aren't worshippers, they're fanatics. The bat-winged demon snaps back, insults flying between them. Dex watches the bickering unfold. Just annoying, he mutters under his breath. He admits the truth grimly. No matter how many times he eliminates these stalkers, they keep coming back. He doesn't know what else to do. The demon beside him softens slightly. She's faced something similar before. After she became Demon Lord, a war for the throne erupted. Lowlifes tried to use the chaos for their own gain. She admits it without hesitation. She killed every single one of them. But she never expected the next wave to be just as relentless. A plan begins to form. Dark energy swirls and condenses into something solid. A grinning mask materializes in the air. She reveals what it took to make. Months of effort poured into a single mythological grade item. The Deceiver's Mask, crafted from the skin of the highest-ranking demons. It hides truth completely, projecting only false identity to anyone who looks. No detection skill, no insight ability, can see through it. Dex stares, stunned. A mere accessory, mythical grade. She grins proudly. It's worth far more than it looks. She reminds him exactly how many high-ranking demons died to create it. She guarantees its power without question, skill or strength. Nothing can break through this mask to expose his true identity. To put it simply, unless he wants to be found, no one ever will. She extends it toward him. "Master, I'll lend it to you, if you want." Then her tone shifts instantly. "So, how much is it worth?" She smirks, clearly not planning to give a mythical grade item for free. she warns him sharply. Clumsy disguise fails and someone like the obsessive ones from before catches him again. The consequences will be far worse. Might as well use something reliable. Dex studies the mask, calculating. She names her price, just 100,000, and it's his forever. Her grin widens. How about that? 100,000 plausibility, a heavy burden, but inevitable, he reminds himself. He earned a full million from the bamboo spear event. The cost is worth it. This mask, it's different. Shadows swirl around the deal. It seems to be the only real way to escape these relentless stalkers. He makes his choice. The mythical grade item, Mask of Deception, has been equipped. The power of disguise wraps completely around his body. A false identity now conceals everything he is. His face shifts beneath swirling violet light. A grinning mask now stares back where his expression used to be. Elsewhere, the search continues. Search the pub. Dex isn't here. Soldiers move from building to building. Not in the weapons store either. What should they do next? The lead knight grows impatient. He shouldn't have gone far. Had a tip he was here just 30 minutes ago. That tip cost real money, 10 gold, screenshot included. Search well, he orders. The witch scans the crowd with narrowed eyes. Where in the world is Dex? She's certain of one thing. He'll never escape their grasp. Meanwhile, Dex walks straight through the bustling street. Right past them. He can hardly believe it. Nobody recognizes him. This thing is actually useful. Beside him, the demon smirks knowingly. Of course it works, considering how much plausibility he just paid for it. A glowing board catches his attention. He can finally check the market again. He'd completely lost track of item prices and gold values lately. The news scrolls past. A unique item just sold for a record-breaking 10 billion. The item trade market keeps expanding. Virtual Reality Arcadia opens to an entirely new wave of users. He does the math in his head. One unique item averages around 10,000 plausibility, which means this mask alone is worth 10 billion. He already knew it was expensive, but seeing the number with his own eyes hits differently. She stares, baffled by her own mistake. Why did she suddenly think he was Dex? Beside her, the knight admits the same thing happened to him. Both of them turn toward the source. A grinning purple mask flickers faintly in the corner of their vision. Dex watches them stumble in confusion. He has to admit, it works incredibly well. The demon beside him cackles with pride. She told him so. She said it would be great. Then it clicks. The face belongs to a vampire named Rod, someone who once stood against her and died by her own hands. Dex freezes. What? She studies the borrowed face more closely. Those red eyes, slightly off compared to a true perfect being like herself. The bat-winged demon mutters under his breath. Her self-consciousness is getting out of hand. Nearby strangers start whispering too. Who is that? One of them wonders if he's some kind of model, debating whether to approach him. Dex overhears every word. Wearing this face is going to get exhausting fast. The demon shrugs casually. If he doesn't like it, he can simply change it. His eyes widen. Wait, he can actually do that. She should have told him sooner. A glowing menu opens before him. Choose disguise identity. A list of names appears. Burhan, Black Flame Dragon, Cassius, Johnny, Hyundai, Black Kim. He stares, stunned. These are all people he's killed. She confirms it simply. He can change his appearance into the face of anyone he's already taken down. A sly grin spreads across his face. Now this could be useful for more than just hiding. Another notification flashes. A new mission has triggered. He might as well stir up some chaos while he's at it. The mission details unfold. He's meant to bring disorder to this world, but to truly reshape it, he needs allies he can trust. A mark will be granted to those who pledge loyalty to him. The amount of plausibility earned depends on each ally's influence. An additional objective appears. Register Cassius's assistant. Current location, Fayan Plaza. Elsewhere, in a quiet market street, a merchant rubs his sore arm, visibly intimidated. A figure approaches holding a torn piece of cloth. Has he seen this necklace? The blade strapped to her back makes the question feel far less casual. Then the scene shifts entirely. Gold cascades around her in a glittering wave. Jewels, coins, treasure beyond counting. She throws her arms open triumphantly. Work, you slaves, no, adventurers. Her laughter echoes across the mountain of riches. The forest stretches quiet beneath an open sky. A pink-haired warrior steps forward, arms crossed. What is it, Dex? Her frustration surfaces immediately. Not a single call from him since the bamboo spear event. He shrugs casually. He admits he's been a bit busy. She doesn't let it go that easily. He's famous now, fine, but is it really fair to ignore her messages like this? His expression shifts, all business now. He called her here for one reason. Rank number 2, Starlight Witch Stella, is actively trying to kill him. Her eyes widen instantly. He continues without pause. He believes she was planning to survive using the item he gave her, but that plan won't hold up. Stella's magic control and combat instincts are simply on another level compared to her. Angelina is still a newborn. He doesn't sugarcoat it. She couldn't even survive the second round of the bamboo spear event, could she? Angelina flares up immediately, offended. Then what does he expect her to do? Just surrender? He grins. The solution is simple. Hand over the grimoire, the exact reason she's being targeted in the first place. The book glows in his raised hand. Until that happens, she needs to train. And for that, he's already prepared something. A figure steps out from the trees. This guy, Angelina mutters under her breath. The woman before her crosses her arms with sharp annoyance. Guy, she snaps, call her by her actual name. Is this the person she's supposed to train with? An awkward greeting follows. Dex explains simply. Her skills aren't terrible, but she lacks real experience. He wants Cassius to take her around and teach her properly. Cassius narrows her eyes at him. If she does this, he'd better not forget his promise to let her meet his master again. He brushes it off lightly. He'll make that happen eventually, no need to worry. Angelina blinks in confusion. Dex. He turns back to her. For now, focus on finding that necklace. No point crying over what's already lost. Once she does, she'll finally have the courage to face Calypso. Angelina turns to him, puzzled. What is he even talking about? Does he have a sword too? He deflects instantly. Never mind that. He's counting on her. A final vote of confidence. He believes in her, the shifty game expert. Cassius forces a smile, clearly unsettled by the nickname. It would be her pleasure. Cassius declares her plan with chilling enthusiasm. She'll make Angelina so strong, she could survive anywhere. Angelina freezes. Wait, is she talking about her? What exactly is she planning to do? And just like that, Dex leaves Angelina in Cassius's hands. Neither of them knows what kind of person she'll become under that training. Dex watches them disappear into the trees. He has no idea what he's just set into motion. A PvP maniac. Blood-red light bleeds across the silhouette of pink hair. A grim title forms around her. Angelina, the crazy woman who beats opponents until they die. Another notification flickers into view. Cassius has officially been registered as an assistant. The scene shifts to towering stone walls. Guards stand watch over a fortified entrance. Baron Mihail's land. The reward granted depends entirely on the assistant's influence. Dex studies the glowing extra mission with confusion. He has no memory of ever connecting with anyone at Fian Mine. Why is the system telling him to recruit an assistant he has zero history with? Before he can think further, a voice cuts through the air. Stop right there. He freezes. A guard steps forward, spear in hand. The man studies him carefully. He looks like an outsider. Is this his first time setting foot in this land? Dex hesitates. Ooh, no, Then he catches himself. Yeah, it's actually his first time. He forces an exaggerated smile, clearly done explaining himself. The guard buys it instantly, then he just needs to head over and submit some documents to the guide. Bright green-haired girl waves him over with excessive enthusiasm. Welcome to the land of Mihail. Is this his first visit too? She claps eagerly. If so, there are just a few documents he needs to sign. She explains rapidly. These papers are required because Mihail's land is a strategic point for iron mining under the Maroon Empire. Sign on the line parts. Others are waiting their turn. Please hurry. Skims the contract. His eyes widen in alarm. A contract laced with poison pills. Seriously. He recalls something now. Rumors among players naming this exact location as one of the 10 most dangerous places to avoid. Cassius never told him to cross that line during her advice. What exactly happened while she was gone? Dex's hand ignites with red energy. Minutes later, he stands before a grand estate. He'd like a word with Baron Mihail. His expression hardens. Where is that guy? The mansion looms ahead, pristine and imposing. Baron Mihail's mansion. Inside, a familiar purple-haired figure lounges atop a literal mountain of gold. She lights up the moment she sees him. How has he been? The entire kingdom fell into chaos after he left. Does he know how worried she was? She grins proudly. He came back safely. She always knew he would. Honestly, she's surprised he survived sending the undead as his guards. She had no idea they were even his. Dex eyes the glittering treasure pile, unimpressed. How much exactly is all of that? She doesn't deny a thing. Did he mean the trick at the entrance? Passing adventurers had been dwindling lately. It was just a little something to lure newbie adventurers into working for her. She adds a few finishing touches, proudly. The number of people available for mining. What was she saying again? Cash cows. They're getting harder to find these days. Doesn't he agree something needs to be done? Dex stares, horrified. He created a terrifying monster. He tries reasoning with her. Manipulating and tricking adventurers can cause serious backlash. This very kingdom once fell into the hands of an adventurer named Dark Flame Dragon. She should remember that. She waves it off. That adventurer won fairly. And even showed mercy to the former king's family, granting them land afterward. That's simply how the world works. Then she pivots instantly. Besides, the most important part is the massive amount of gold she's offering him. Doesn't that change things? She admits casually. The king actually offered to sponsor her directly. This is just how her world operates. Dex exhales. She's clearly unhinged. But everything she says is somehow accurate. Baron Mihail, far scarier than he expected. She gestures toward towering stacks of gold. Since he's visited her land, he might as well take this. His accumulated profits, finally paid out. A notification flashes. He has received 734 gold, 32 silver, 21 bronze, His jaw drops. 10 gold to 700 in just 3 months. How much exactly has she been squeezing out of these users? She continues without missing a beat. There's more she wants from him, hiring master-class craftsmen, opening new trade routes for valuable goods. She has so many requests, but first, she wants to know the real reason he's here. He doesn't hesitate, whatever he needs. She'll help with everything she can. She freezes mid-sentence. He states it plainly, there's someone he has to meet. The scene shifts to jagged stone cliffs, a mining camp built into rock. Plan mine. Inside, chaos. Workers shout over each other. Hurry up. There won't be dinner unless today's quota is finished. A man sneers at a newcomer, promising to keep a close eye on him. Pickaxes swing, sparks fly, goblins holler through smoke and firelight. One worker collapses against his pickaxe, gasping. He can't believe this counts as a game. Nearby, someone watches with quiet amusement. So this is that guy. The mining speed catches immediate attention, far beyond anyone else in the camp. A guard notices the onlooker. Who exactly is that person standing there? Another worker answers proudly. That's their official #1 slave. Surely he's an acquaintance of Mihail's. What excellent taste. Dex repeats the words slowly. Official #1 slave. The guard explains further. He was the first adventurer foolish enough to volunteer for mine work honorably, then tried to run and got caught. For that betrayal, they work him to the bone now. The exhausted worker swings his pickaxe again, visibly breaking down. Dex studies his movements carefully. That mining speed. It has to be at least rank 5, maybe higher. How did he even enhance it to that level? He turns to the guard. Could he have a word with him? The guard balks. Why would he insist on something like that? Dex doesn't wait for permission. He calls out directly. #1 slave, it's break time. Come here. The worker flinches, staring in disbelief. Break time? He doesn't remember anything like that ever existing. The exhausted worker stumbles forward. Manager, what is it? His mind races. He's certain he finished every assigned task this week. Dex grins from his seat. Hey, nice to meet him. He extends an invitation. Won't he sit and have a chat? The worker stares, bewildered. Manager, what is this exactly? He studies Dex closely. Is he a user? Hesitantly, he asks who this stranger even is. Dex points to himself, amused. Him. He's the person about to grant this kid his freedom. The boy's expression shifts. He explains his story quietly. He ran, got caught. Has been working here ever since. Dex narrows his eyes. Why sign such a messed-up contract in the first place? Surely the terms were obvious. The boy admits it plainly. He signed without even thinking it through. Dex studies him a moment longer. His real age, 15. Dex exhales, rubbing his temple. Even if this is just a game, some things still feel wrong. He mutters to himself. People like this are usually born gifted as blacksmiths. That must be exactly why the mission keeps pushing him toward this. Beside him, Angelina sniffs the air, confused. Wait, this smell. She turns toward Dex. That human reeks of fire. Dex tilts his head. Smell of fire. She explains further. It's the scent carried by those with strong affinity for fire souls, or fire-type abilities. These individuals are typically born to become blacksmiths. It's been a long time since she's encountered someone with a scent this powerful. Dex considers it carefully. With the right guidance, this kid could become genuinely useful. He turns back to the boy directly. Hey, I have shit hands, if he makes him a free man. The boy freezes. Dex asks plainly. Is he prepared to do absolutely anything in return? Without hesitation, the boy screams, yes. Dex raises an eyebrow, not even hearing the conditions first. The boy doesn't care. Anything would be better than his current life. He warns himself internally, acting this recklessly could get him cheated forever. But he doesn't stop. If Dex frees him, he'll offer everything, loyalty included. Please take him along. His voice cracks with desperation. He never wants to mine steel again. A system notification flashes. Player, I have shit hands' contract with Plan Mine has been diminished. Another message follows instantly. I have shit hands has been registered as an assistant. Dex can now view his new assistant's full stats. A status window opens. Level 24, I have shit hands. Skill rank, Weapon Forge rank C, Armor Forge rank D, Mining skill 2nd rank. Then, his characteristics. Extinguisher of the attention of the oldest flame, closed beta tester, the first user. Dex's eyes widen. Wait, closed beta tester. The boy stares back, confused by his reaction. Arcadia was developed under absolute secrecy before release. A closed beta tester for a game like this, that shouldn't even exist. He turns sharply. Who exactly is he, really? The boy flinches. He stammers out an answer. A friend gave it to him. Dex presses further. A friend, that's it. He lists possibilities, half joking, half serious. Is this friend Argos, or some hidden chairman of Silicorp? Maybe a secret grandson of Adgen Electronics? The boy panics instantly. It's not that. He just has a smart friend. It's a secret. He can't say more. Dex studies him for a long moment. Fine, he understands, watching how nervous the kid is. He's convinced he's not lying. Enough with the small talk. Dex grins suddenly. Brother, why don't they run a little performance test? The boy stiffens. Sweat beads down his face. Moments later, deep in the forest. Level 32, Kavold. Claws rake through the air. The boy barely holds his ground, blade trembling in his grip. He stares at his own hands in disbelief. He killed it. He actually killed it himself. A real Kavold. A nervous laugh escapes him. His first solo kill, he asks if he did well. Dex nods. Admitting he struggled, but he pulled it off. Dex studies him with a more critical eye now. His combat skills, rough, barely functional. His crafting skills aren't much better either. Dex reasons with himself, production skills are notoriously difficult. It makes sense that high-skilled crafters are rare. Still, something nags at him. This kid has been stuck in this pitiful state since the closed beta. Why exactly is he being handed this assistant? Is this some kind of cosmic punishment? A new voice cuts through his thoughts. Does he really believe that? Dex turns. A winged figure studies him with sharp blue eyes. What does she mean, El? She speaks with quiet conviction. To become a true blacksmith, one needs skill, talent, and the artistic sense to forge spirits into their creations. She pauses, but from her perspective, none of that is what actually defines a blacksmith. Dex stares at her, uncertain. Forging metal means standing over blazing fire, wielding a heavy hammer through sizzling steam. One must hold the determination to continue and never give up. Through hundreds, no, thousands of strikes, fueled by unwavering resolve, true strength is forged. This is the step every blacksmith must take. Elle watches the boy with quiet conviction. That child endured an impossible situation and never gave up, from her perspective. He holds more potential than anyone else here. Dex studies her carefully. How does she know so much about blacksmiths? And more importantly, why is she so fond of this particular boy? She hesitates. It's somewhat difficult to explain. He pushes further. Why exactly? She admits the truth slowly. Information tied to this kind of factor can shake the entire continent if exposed. Her expression tightens. The incident with Calypso already proved that interfering beyond plausibility comes at a heavy cost, one the heavens themselves still bear. If something like that happens again, it won't be a minor disruption. It will shatter the order of the heavens entirely. Dex processes this carefully. So, to sum up what she's saying, if there's enough plausibility offered, would she finally share what she's hesitant to reveal? She fidgets, caught. Well, it's true. Dex grins instantly. Then it's simple. He'll pay the plausibility himself, so she should speak freely. Information capable of shaking the entire continent. He can't contain his curiosity any longer. Elle warns him seriously. Is he certain? This requires an enormous amount of plausibility. He waves it off. It doesn't matter. He has plenty to spare. His total flashes across the screen, 912,312. A transaction confirms, 150,000 plausibility, paid. The sleeping secrets of the past begin to unfold. Light surges through the darkness. The memories of Angel Michael begin to play. Long before the Great Demonic War, an entirely different era existed. They called it the Mythical Era. Countless beings of divine power once walked this world, gods, each ruling over their own domain. God of hunting, God of music and joy, God of war, God of justice and balance, God of time, God of mischief, many gods, many sects, countless worshippers devoted to them all. But during that era, something changed. Certain sects vanished completely, without a single trace left behind. Dex's expression hardens as the truth settles in, so that means a single sect slaughtered every rival sect, then declared their own god the one true god. Elle confirms it grimly. That crazed sect still exists today, the Saint Empire. The realization crashes over him. The empire that proclaims justice is built on the bloodline of those who massacred an entire era. If this truth ever surfaces, the whole continent would descend into chaos. That's exactly why the heavens have worked so hard to bury it. Elle's eyes lower. After that massacre, the heavens' power grew undeniably stronger, but she doesn't believe it was strength worth gaining, not when it came from erasing every trace and record of the sects that once existed. And so, gods who lost their worshippers slowly turned into false gods. Even their names faded from memory. Dex's eyes flicker downward, back toward the boy's status window, extinguisher of the oldest flame's attention. His breath catches. Maybe. Elle's voice grows distant, reverent. The first to light the endless darkness, father of all blacksmiths, creator of Muspelheim, the spear that burns all demons. Blazing weapon ignites across the sky. He's the one still watching the boy, even now. Elle confirms it. That's exactly why she had to make this boy her companion. Helping him grow, using his potential properly. That's the entire reason. Dex stares blankly into the trees. What is he, some kind of blacksmith manager now? The boy struggles again, overwhelmed. Dex turns to Elle with a sudden idea. What about taking him to a dwarf? She blinks. A dwarf. He explains quickly. Most adventurers in Arcadia haven't even discovered other species yet. She frowns. How is she supposed to bring him to dwarves without knowing where they even live? Neither of them has an answer. Then a third voice cuts in. She does. The demon grins wide, fangs catching the moonlight. She knows exactly where the dwarves live. Elle grabs her collar instantly, furious. How could she possibly know that? She won't let her get away with lying. The demon doesn't flinch. It's not a lie. Dwarves live underground. They burrow beneath the earth everywhere. And one of her subordinates stumbled upon a settlement by chance. Elle's grip loosens slightly. Really, where exactly? The demon shrugs casually. It's quite far, beneath a desert located 5 days away by Wyvern. Heading south, Dex processes the distance slowly. That location. His expression darkens. One of the 5 restricted areas, a place where environmental debuffs alone can kill. The Great Desert Rumir, the demon smirks. So what's the plan, Master? She offers to prepare an energetic boost for travel, 3 days normally, but with her help, 1 day would be enough. Elle perks up immediately. She wants in too, she'll help. Dex stares at the horizon, already exhausted by the scale of this. What exactly is he supposed to do now? Then, his resolve hardens. Of course he's going. His silhouette stretches long against the darkened trees, already moving forward. The desert waits ahead. Great Desert Rumir. An elder caravan guide stares at them in disbelief. Planning to head into Rumir, does he have multiple lives to spare? Even those who live beside the desert never dare lurk near it. The environment alone is brutal, and hideous monsters roam freely within. Lies across the desert. He has no answer. In 60 years of life, he's never once seen anyone survive the crossing. Dex studies the endless dunes ahead. Is that so? Then he'll simply have to find out himself. He turns to the boy beside him. Let's go, brother. The boy answers eagerly, ready to follow. The old guide watches them walk off, shaking his head. Those young men are out of their minds. The boy hesitates suddenly. Big bro, he needs to say something. Dex glances back. The boy stares at the gear now resting in his arms, overwhelmed. He thanks him for the generosity, but is it really okay to accept items this valuable? Clothes of the thieves, robe of the expert adventurer, darkness reaping dagger, each one rare grade, each one clearly expensive. Dex waves it off casually. It's fine. He bought them at the auction house since his old gear would only draw unwanted attention. The boy stammers, these would have cost hundreds. He'll return them once he's done using them. Dex shakes his head. No need to return something already used. Think of it as severance pay from the mine. He admits quietly to himself. It was partly his fault the boy got stuck there in the first place. It's only fair to make it right. The boy stares at him, stunned. Receiving treatment like this, in a place as bleak as Arcadia, his voice cracks with emotion. He'll serve him for life, big brother. Dex walks ahead, silent. Behind his composed expression, guilt creeps in. What is this feeling? The golden desert stretches endlessly before them. 3 silhouettes move forward, small against the vast burning sand. The journey into Rumir has only just begun.